Hi, this is Pearl and welcome to my channel. So today I have for you week 2 of my 2021 Project Life album. I've printed all my photos out using the Epson PM400 photo printer. I love this printer. Seriously, I print all my photos at home and I do add borders to my photos. So I am putting my photos in semi-chronological order. I like to do that. Just the OCD in me likes to do that. So I'm using the Studio Calico Documenter kit for this layout. So I'm going to go through all the cards. I have 2 spaces where I'm putting 3x4 pictures into a 4x6 spot, so I need 4x6 cards there. So I'm going to do that, and I will trim down the photos so that it does have a border, not the white border around it, but a border from the card. So I'm going through my 3x4 cards. Now the very left 3x4 card is always my title card where I put which week it is. So I'm going through the different cards and trying to decide where I'm going to put what and where I'm going to do my journaling. Now I initially put these down and I'm going to switch these up around a little bit. You'll see that here. And I decided to do most of my journaling on the labels. Now the labels are a print and cut. They sell them by the kit or to match the kit every month on the Studio Calico website. It's a digital file. So I print and cut that using this silhouette. So now that I have all the cards where I want them, I'm going to work on the left-hand side of my layout. I'm looking at the stamp that came with the kit, trying to decide where I'm going to put what stamp because I do want to use it. So in this I have the Studio Calico here for the snacks stamp, and I'm going to stamp that, and it says currently craving, and I'm taking a white eraser to take the debris off of the stamp, and I'm using black stays on ink. Sorry, there's table shaking. And I stamp currently craving on there, and I'm going to use the stamp chamois to clean off my stamp. I'm also going to use a 1 Canoe 2 rotary date stamp to date stamp all of my photos and journal cards. And I also use a Stays on ink for this as well. My Stays on ink here needs to be re-inked, but I forgot to bring it with me when I went to the crop. So next is a photo of my daughter. She's growing her teeth and her teeth haven't fallen out yet, her bottom teeth, so she's got shark teeth. I have done a layout about this already, but I wanted to also include it in my Project Life album. So I'm using my Kokio roller adhesive, which is my favorite adhesive, to adhere the photo down. I'm using my T ruler and some alphas, tiny alphas that came with the Studio Calico kit, and I'm right justifying the title which says shark teeth. So I'm going to put that down and it's going to say shark teeth. Then I'm going to take the 1 Canoe 2 rotary date stamp and I'm going to date stamp. I'm not doing any journaling other than the shark teeth because you can see in the picture that my daughter's teeth are growing in. Now after I do that, I'm going to work on the photo of my daughter with her thumbs up in a mask. And the only thing I'm going to do for that is I'm going to just date stamp that. Now I'm going to put the week number on the very left hand side of the 3x4 card, and I'm using the orange washi that came with this card, this kit, and I'm going to put the number 02 on there. And these are Felicity Jane alphanumerics as well, some leftover numbers that I have. So I'm going to put that on the very left hand side and I'm going to leave that the way it is. Now this photo of my daughter with her thumbs up, my friends are selling masks to donate the proceeds to families who need masks and other things. So there's that, and she was their Instagram model. Now this next photo is of my son. He thinks he's being sneaky by eating all this chocolate, and he left the wrappers on the ladder on his stairs. So I wrote not very sneaky with all the Hershey Kiss wrappers, and I date stamped that. I also do use a tiny attacher to attach all the labels to the photos because that adds extra dimension as well. Now this next photo you can't see, but my son is sitting on the couch and he's looking back at me. But this is my third son. He's 9 years old, and he sets the alarm every morning to watch the news before school. So I do write that with my Zebra Sarasa vintage dark gray pen. I do like to use dark gray instead of black. because it's not as dark yet easily visible. So I date stamp that and then use my tiny attacher for that as well. Then I'm looking at the chipboards that came with this, and I'm putting the document the details chipboard on that photo of my son watching the news. I'm trying to decide if I could put the triangle anywhere, looking at the different stamps. And the stamps that says I can't stop at one, this is also from the snacks stamp set from Studio Calico. I'm going to try to stamp that onto the photo, and it doesn't turn out very well because I said I needed to re-ink that. You'll see here that I'm trying to do that again. Excuse my head in that. So that didn't work. So what I do is I take white cardstock, and I'm going to stamp that onto white cardstock, and I'm going to cut that out. So there's the print and cut, that sheet of print and cut that didn't work for me. So I just stamped that onto the white cardstock, and I'm going to cut it out. Then I'm going to use Stampin' Up! Foam Dimensionals to pop that up and put it right over the mistake area where the stamp used to be. Okay, so after I do that, I am going to work on the right-hand side of my photo. I do like to work on one side of the layout at a time and then look at them combined together afterwards. So I do put this to the side, and I'm going to work on the right-hand side. And this next picture that you're going to see here is of my daughter doing online school. I'm taking my Tonic Guillotine paper trimmer, and it does great for trimming photos. So I'm taking, it's a 6-inch one, and I just cut off the border that I had on there, and I'm using my Kokuyo adhesive to adhere that down. Now this is a Studio Calico stamp set that's Stay Safe, Stay Home, and I'm going to stamp Quarantine Life Lately. And now this is from that stamp set, which I purchased early on in the year. If it's still available, I will go ahead and link it down below. But I did Quarantine Life. I used Forest Moss Distress Oxide, and I smeared, but I'm okay with that. It doesn't need to be perfect because you can still see what it was meant to be. And I don't have very many 4x6 cards left. So this next photo is a photo of my girlfriend and I actually took my MacBook Pro to a crop one day, and it stopped working. It broke. So she's been wanting a MacBook Pro for a while, so we went and purchased one. This is while I was working on December Daily, and I needed my silhouette on there to do print and cut, and also some other journaling and stuff like that, because I took my big printer with me as well. So I wrote, my laptop stopped working while I was at the crop. So Fran and I went to Best Buy, and we both purchased a MacBook. So I wrote that down, and then I stapled the label. Then I'm going to, let's see, use a chipboard, and it says "You Are Here." It's a black and white one. So I didn't know if I wanted to put that on a black and white photo, but I ended up putting it down anyway, and I like that. So next one is a photo of Schumer calls for 25th Amendment to be invoked after Capitol riots. I like to include portions of the news in here because, I mean, we are making history. It's been crazy. So I am going to use a stamp set that says "In the News," and this is from the Kelly Winnell Pandemic stamp set. And it says "In the News," and I took my white eraser to it, and I'm going to just stamp that to the top right hand side of that photo using my Stays On ink. You'll see here that I have both sides of the layout in front of me, and I'm going through the different chipboards, and I put the chipboard that says "Let's take a selfie." It's on that picture of my daughter. We were FaceTiming, and she got this awesome effect on there, and I screenshot it and I took a picture, so I wanted to print that out as a picture. Isn't that amazing? She's in my closet, and I can see the details from my closet in there as well. And this next picture is of the mess I make at the crop, and I put the chipboard that says "Let's have fun" on there. Now the kit also came with gold stars, so I'm putting 3 gold stars on the layout. So the triangle of 3 makes a good visual interest for the eye, so that your eye goes around the layout. So that's always nice to do. And then I call my layout done. Well, thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know every time I upload a new video, and I'll see you next time.